Me and you today.
All right, even better.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Sharpside Saturdays. Got my man Gianni the Greek here. Really excited. We got a great Saturday ahead. There's UFC, there's NFL playoffs, there's hockey, there's basketball, a ton of action today. But we're here to talk to you about the NFL and the UFC today. Yanni, I know there's a bet you like in the NFL playoffs today. Please tell the people what it is.
Indeed. Real quickly, a bet you have to make. The only way you win long-term betting sports is finding plus EV bets. Regardless of your opinion, if you know you're getting the best of it, it's a bet you got to make. Meaning, if I'm giving you 5-1 on a coin flip, even if you think you're unlucky and I'm probably going to win that coin flip, you got to take that bet because it's an EV money bet that you're getting 5-1 on. So real quickly, today you could make a bet in NFL that's positive EV guaranteed. There are two favorites. That's Kansas City and the Philadelphia Eagles. Immediately when those lines went up at -8.5 and -7.5, I teased Kansas City down to -2.5 and the Eagles down to -1.5. On a 6-point teaser, if you're laying -110, your edge, you have a plus 9.9% edge. If you're laying 120, you have a 5.5% edge. And even if you're laying -130, you still have a 1.9% edge, which is exactly around average edge that the MIT card counting group had, which they made movies about and wrote books about. So it's a plus EV bet I urge bettors to make, even now that books have used that teaser protection where they moved Kansas City up to 9, even in some books 9.5. Here's what you got to do. You got to use a 7-point teaser now. Because of where these numbers are, you take KC down, as long as they're below that 3, take them down to -2.5 or better. And Philadelphia, obviously down from their 7.5, even on a 7-point teaser, laying -130, you have a plus 6.8% edge. If you're laying even -140, you have a plus 3.5% edge. And even if you have a book, which you should get rid of, that's charging you -150, you still have a 0.6% edge, which again, if you could keep finding 0.6% edges long over and over and over again, you will get wealthy betting sports. So regardless of opinion, even though I think Jacksonville plus 9.5, 10 is probably a decent bet, I still think you got to make this plus EV bet. I won't go long. Another real quickly, Eagles, Giants over. We'll make that the official pick for the segment. We'll go over on the Eagles, Giants. Just look at their yards per point on offense and defense. Again, I don't want to regurgitate stats that aren't proprietary. They're available to all of us. Self-explanatory. Go over 47.5, 48 on the Eagles, Giants today. And again, don't forget that teaser. Win or lose, you know that you placed the advantageous bet, which is the most you could ever ask for. So that's what I got in today's NFL. Now, give me a winner in that UFC today, Andrew.
I think that's my favorite segment ever in this show's history. I think people watching that probably learn more about betting and learn more
I
about
hope so. I
betting.
hope so. Because my opinion really doesn't matter, dude. At the end of the day, you got to make a plus EV bet. If you're betting your opinions, I don't know anyone rich betting their opinions. Like, unless you have a psychic hotline and you just have some gift that I don't know about, you got to find a trading strategy that works for you. And there's got, and if you know you're making a good plus EV advantageous bet, you just got to take it. Again, regardless of whether I think Jacksonville covers the 9 or not, is irrelevant when I know I'm getting 5, 6, 7, 8% edge on a bet. So I hope more recreational bettors and even more serious bettors put a little thought into aiming for plus EV bets like you give out all the time. Simply the fact that most of your bets, the line, when they walk into the octagon, anytime I piggyback Andrew Gombas's bet, I've had a ticket in my pocket, and this is not a promotional for anything for you. This is just truth. I've had a ticket in my pocket with a better number than what it is when that fighter's walking into the octagon. And that's the most I could ever ask for, knowing that I got the best of the number, I'm on the sharp side, and what's going to happen is going to happen. The judge could ruin it for me. A guy could, twist an ankle, get hurt. Those things, there's randomness. None of us could control it. But you can control placing good bets. And, you do it over and over and over again, which is why you've been profitable the last couple of years over and over again.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And that's exactly the whole reason I do this show. I call it Sharp Side Saturdays. It's because I want it to be different. I mean, I turn on the TV and there's these betting channels and it's like, oh, I think the Giants are going to cover today because Jalen Hurts, maybe he's not back to 100%, or I think the Eagles recover because they're the way better team. And it's like, it's fun to have that conversation, but it's just not the way to, especially a sport like the NFL where the lines are so tight and the data is so relevant on both sides. It's a little different from MMA where like it's a little more subjective. NFL, if someone opens 2.5 and gets bet to 3.5 and then gets bet back down to 3 and it's steady there, that's probably the right line given
exactly. Well, you're laying -110, you're taking a negative EV bet either way. Either way, you're on the wrong side, and now you're just a product of good luck when you cash it. It had nothing to do with placing a good bet.
Bingo. Yeah. Hopefully a lot of people watch this and learn from that. My MMA play for today, I'm going to go with a total. I like the under 2.5 rounds at -110 in the Dalby versus Warley Alves fight. You like that one, Gianni?
I had to give a prop bet, and I leaned Warley, and the data told me this fight should not go to distance. And it was offering like, good plus money for Warley inside the distance. And the fact that you like it to go under, and it's a bet I will be piggybacking, it just made me feel a lot better. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those fights where I feel like both guys have finishing equity, and I love betting totals. What I look for in betting totals, just to back up a little bit, is a lot of people try to look for like durability, but I'm more so looking for pace, ways to finish, and not so much the history of did it finish or not, but the way those fights played out. So there could be fights that go 3 rounds. I'll give you a perfect example. It's not my play for today, but I like the under in the Moreno versus Figueiredo fight, and it didn't end. It didn't end inside the distance last fight, but they threw a combined like 460 strikes. And the line in their third fight to go under was -167 at close. So it closed -167 last time. And because there wasn't a finish in that one iteration of the fight, this time it's +125, which is just such a huge swing. So that's some of the stuff I look for when I bet totals. And this Dalby versus Alves total, I think Alves has a lot of finishing equity early. I think he has a good shot to submit Dalby, who's notoriously a slow starter. But if the fight gets extended, Dalby has a significant cardio advantage. He can take over, finish the fight late. So I think getting -110 here is a little bit of a gift. I'd probably play it up to like -122, getting like I probably have it like 60%. So you're getting solid value, -110, -115, even -120. So I like the under in Alves Dalby. Gianni likes the over in the Eagles-Giants game. That's 47.5, right?
Yeah. Full culture hearts, 48. Let's grade it at 48.
Okay, let's grade it at 48. Hope there's a lot of points scored there. We're hoping for an over in football and an under in NFL, so you could really get into that excitement. Anyway, thanks for joining today, Gianni. Where can people find you on social media?
You can check me out at Greek_Gambler on Twitter. Reach out anytime. Thank you, Andrew, for having me on, man. Wish you and your followers, subscribers, the best of luck in 2023. I have no doubt you're going to repeat, if not do better than 2022, because you're a guy that just doesn't change his strategy, man. You don't strategy jump. You stick to your guns and just, boom, keep doing it over and over and over. Rinse, repeat, brother. Keep rinsing and repeating, Andrew.
Rinse, repeat. I love that. Thanks for coming on. Always fun having me. Do it again sometime soon. Thanks, everyone. Take care.